In this video, we're looking at visual patterns and the relationship between the position number, which is found here at the bottom, or the diagram number, and the number of tiles in each of those positions. So we're hoping to start to understand a little bit more about linear patterns. So remember that linear patterns only are linear because they grow by the same amount each time. Let's see if this pattern is linear. So we're going to start by looking at the difference between the positions. So between 1 and 2, between 2 and 3, and 3 and 4. Hopefully you'll notice that from 1 to 2, you're adding 3 tiles. And then position 2 to 3, we're adding another 3 tiles. And then position 4, we're adding another 3 tiles. So starting with what we had in the last position and adding 3. And because it's growing by the same amount each time, the same number of tiles, we say that it's linear. However, this rule is not going to help us. If we say wanted to look at position 1000, this would not be super user friendly because we wouldn't want to have to keep adding 3 and adding 3 all the way to position 1000. Instead, we want to come up with a direct rule that relates the number of tiles to the position number. So let's look back at position 1. Position 1 is where you're going to find what we call the pattern block, or the pattern that's going to be replicated at each position. So position 1 has one of those patterns. Position 2 has 2 of those patterns. Position 3 has 3 of those patterns. Position 4 has 4 of those patterns. So the number of tiles is related to the position number. It's actually equal to the position number you're at times the number of tiles in that pattern. So times 3, which is what it was growing by each time. And we call this number the multiplier. The 3 matches up with the growth that we saw each time. So let's say I wanted to find the number of tiles at position 100. I would take 100, which is my position number, and multiply it by 3. It would have 100 columns of that 3 pattern block. So we would end up with 300 tiles. And we should draw it so that the pattern looks like it's being repeated. Let's try another one. So here, when we go between position 1 and position 2, we're just growing by 1 block. Position 2 to 3 starts with 2 and we're adding 1 more. So adding 1 to position 2, and from 3 to 4, we're again adding 1. So the growth here we say is linear because we are adding 1 each time. And what we'll notice here is that our pattern core, or our pattern, is just 1 block. At position 1, there's 1 block. At position 2, there's 2 blocks, or 2 of those patterns. 3, there's 3 patterns of 1 block each. And position 4, there's 4 patterns of 1 block each. So your number of tiles is equal to the position number times how many tiles you're finding inside that pattern core. So times 1. If I wanted to draw what position 7 looks like, I would want to make sure to draw it in the same way with the patterns laid out horizontally. I would want to draw 7 repeats of that pattern. 5, 6, 7, and I would have a total of 7 tiles.